What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave. And SmackDown is over. It's finito. It's kaput. It's dunzo. It's disco. It's dead. It's gone. It's over. And I'm not live. No, this is recorded because, as you should already know, I was live tonight with Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah, doing his brand new album, Black Mozart's live launch party. And granted, I recorded this before I did that. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was epic, as my good friend Tommy C would say. It was a great show, I'm sure. I hope you guys watched it, and if you haven't, what are you doing? Go watch it. But that's okay. It's okay. That's then. This is now. Let's get into SmackDown. And I have not watched SmackDown yet. No. And since I'm not doing it live, I can't just, spout it off. So let's do it old school, baby. Let's do a Dead on Dave original. And let's go back to the way that I know a lot of people, you guys like it. Let's go match by match, segment by segment, and let's break down SmackDown. I'm ready to do it. Are you ready to do it? I'm going to be calling off times. And remember, those times are without commercials. So let's strap it in, strap it on, and see if SmackDown can live up anywhere near to what NXT was last night. I doubt it, but we'll see. Let's check it out. 8 minutes and 28 seconds in, and I have to correct, there will be, these times are with commercials. So if you're watching on your DVR or whatever, just follow along like you would. Just boop, go right to the time. All right, so Roman Reigns comes out and celebrates his championship victory, and the commentator crew sucks his ball sack off, which is fine. I don't know. They suck anyway, so it's not a big deal. I wanted to hate this promo. I was waiting. I'm sitting there like, oh, fuck up, Roman. I'm begging you, mess this up. Do it. Do it. I dare you. But he didn't. It was actually really small and understated. He talked about why he thinks he probably won't be champion very long, putting hands on the boss and stuff. I thought it was pretty well done. It wasn't too wordy. And I just wanted to note that before the next part happens here, because Sheamus just interrupted, and I'm going to see what he says. I just wanted to get that first little bit of info out that I really did think that at the very least, Roman didn't screw up right off the bat and make everybody hate the fact that he's champion. So that was a good thing. Let's see what Sheamus has to say, fella. 15 minutes in, and Sheamus basically comes out and ruins the entire promo for me. I hated it. I hate the way he acts. I hate the way he talks right now. It's just not him. He changed his look so he could be different, more aggressive, angrier, whatever, and instead we're getting almost cartoon villainy out of him, and it's not done in a good way like it was with Seth Rollins. This is not believable cartoon villainy, and how he doesn't know, oh, I'm so happy for you, fella, and all this shit. And then I hate when wrestlers are imbued with power by authority figures. I hate it. By the power vested in me by the authority. I hate that shit. I can have you banned from the arena. I like the idea of having a situation where Roman Reigns is under investigation. But you know what? The whole thing is stupid because what investigation? What investigation could there possibly be? I mean, yes, okay, he did beat up Triple H for basically no reason, but he was being screwed each and every week. So that's somewhat understandable. Vince McMahon put himself in that situation, so he got his ass Superman punched. I don't know. I hate that. If you just want to have a war like a McMahon-Austin, then that's something you don't need to go through these lengths. You could just do it, and I think you're going to. We're going to see that with Triple H and Roman Reigns. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting, and hopefully Sheamus will be out of this situation very, very quickly. I think the guy that you're going to have to put in there is eventually Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is the guy that's going to really be taking this feud to the next level. He's going to be that corporate champion, and he's going to be perfect for it. Because Sheamus ain't the guy, I hate to tell you. Go back to him being a Muppet. It was better. He sold some T-shirts at least. Because I hate that Sheamus 515 shirt. It makes me want to fucking puke. Anyway, let's get back to it. Let's see what is next on this week's episode of SmackDown. Yeah. All right, here we go. 33 minutes and 40 seconds in, and we got a boring-ass match by Alberto Del Rio and Ryback. I don't know why booking that match seemed to be a brilliant idea, but hey, that's what they decided to do. It's not like the match was overly bad or anything. I'm just tired of Ryback's shtick. I'm tired of the beating on the chest. Beating on the chest is so dumb. I hate it. And he does it like 5 or 6 times a match. Takes it out of it for me. I don't know, just there wasn't a lot to it. It seemed like it was a lengthy match for so little that happened in it. And it was just one of those things. It just did not really get me hype. So, he ain't hype, but I'll tell you what, the ending of the match and what happened after was the most interesting thing. The fact that the League of Nations are still alive and well, and Wade Barrett's alive. It's incredible. There was reports of neck injury and stuff, but here he is on SmackDown. So, I don't know. Go figure there. But he is there at the very least. Didn't do anything, but he's there. And the posing after the match between them, that was the most interesting thing that they did. And then more beatdown of Ryback and all of that. So, maybe there's something here for the League of Nations. But from all accounts that I've read and heard, this is not going to last very long. But it is a feud that, with or without the Authority, could last for some time. I mean, I think these 4 guys are good in a stable together, and there's a lot to be said for having a League of Nations. And I love their music, their collective music. It's kind of cool. It's neat. It's very regal and dignified. I like it. So, it wasn't a wasted segment, but it certainly wasn't what I wanted out of a match. I don't want to. We're just waiting for John Cena to come back to make Del Rio interesting. Whoever thought that shit? Let's get back to it. Let's see what's next on SmackDown. 35 minutes in, we got a Goldust sighting. Holy crap! A nice little backstage segment with Mr. Gorgeous. It's Tyler Breeze. Yes, and I love Tyler Breeze. Everybody knows that. I see a lot in him. But he has been seen to, in the words of a legend, been lost in the shuffle a little bit. Enter Goldust, being weird Goldust at best, which is my favorite version of him. 2004, 2002, earlier 2002 Goldust. It was great. Great Goldust. That 2004, 2002 Goldust. I love that Goldust. He was fantastic. Very funny. Very funny. And it seemed like that's the version that we're seeing out of him here in this segment. And it's pretty good. I think it's something that they could use to help get Tyler Breeze over. Hopefully that will be the case. Definitely not a bad use of him. We'll see how it goes, but that was a good segment. It made me laugh. Maybe it was corny and stupid to some, but it made me laugh. I enjoyed it. Let's get back and see where that goes. Here we go. 43-30, and we got a situation with Titus O'Neil, a match, I should say. A Titus O'Neil, Tyler Breeze match, which I enjoyed. It was short, but I did enjoy it. Those two did work pretty well together. But the important stuff that happened was actually out of the ring with Goldust coming down and doing his thizzle, which I thought was really good. He had a good shtick. He went into the VIP section with Summer Rae, who I think is doing a really good job with Tyler Breeze, by the way. She's impressive. I like her a lot. Man, she is so really a big, attractive woman, but not a big woman. She's attractive. She's got sexiness going on, but she plays this role well. I like her there, and it works. Goldust is hysterical. The whole thing with the selfie stick and everything. I thought it was a good shtick, and something can happen between him and Tyler Breeze. Tyler needs to get over there, and losing matches is not a good thing. I understand that he lost it due to the fact that Goldust interfered, but he shouldn't be losing matches right now. They need to build him a little bit better, build him stronger. And it just, I don't know, heels don't always have to lose, but it seems like that's the majority of the time. They're only winning by nefarious means or they're losing. And I don't know, I think that's really bad and short-sighted booking by creative. Let's get back to it and see what's next. I'm losing interest in SmackDown. My interest is waning, I have to admit. It's waning. 53 minutes, a really creepy-ass promo by the Wyatts. Luke Harper doesn't seem to know one week from the other if he has an accent or not. I don't really care. The promo was effective. It is what it is. They're a creepy-ass faction. They're going to continue to cause destruction. I think there's something there. They could be the Ministry, the Undertaker of this era. Bray Wyatt is going to continue to grow. I do see light at the end of the tunnel, or darkness at the end of the tunnel. For the Wyatt family. I think that this is something that can work if they continue to invest in it. But the problem is, it seems like they're only willing to give so much to this faction. And like the ECW originals, they'll give them that, but they're not going to give them The Undertaker and Kane. And until they're willing to let them go over on bigger feuds, it's going to be hard for them to truly be over as a faction and legitimate faces of fear and all that. So we'll see what WWE eventually decides to do. I don't understand, with as over as the Wyatts have been at times, why the trigger has not been pulled yet. But it is what it is. I think Bray needs some gold around his waist at some point. He needs to win some major feuds, which is the one thing that he has not been able to do. He doesn't go over anybody, and it needs to happen. So, and a lot more than just ECW. We'll see, but it was an effective promo and a step in the right direction. So, let's see what's next on SmackDown. Yeah, Whimsy Day here on Dead on Day Productions. Well, I'm feeling musical. I had Real Talk on earlier. Come on. 1 hour and 2 minutes in. We got ourselves some New Day action. Man, they are just awesome. They kind of went back on their humble roots that they went to on, humble new beginnings, I should say, on Raw. But you know what? I like when they're like this. I don't think they need a full face turn. They could have still spun the whole thing and still continued to go on a little facey turn, but they didn't, and I kind of like that too. So New Day just continues to do what New Day does. And yes, they're shilling, but the best heels, the best workers, the best performers in wrestling history have shilled. And that's what they do. Whether in the 70s and 80s when you shilled matches and pay-per-views and getting people into the door was your main point of focus, now it's merchandise. It's the pay-per-views and everything, that's great, but it's that merch sales and it was like that. It's been like that since the 90s. The 90s was what the Attitude Era was all about, was getting you to buy the shirts. That's what it was. That's why we had an Attitude Era, so you can express it on a shirt. So your man parts up here, or lady parts, or guys who have lady parts, kind of like, well, I don't have I have boobies. That got really weird. I just made it awkward. But you know what I mean. It's so you can rep and pop the collars of your favorite things. I mean, don't kid yourselves. There's not something magnanimous about wrestling. It is about selling you shit. Don't ever forget that, and it's why I love it. So let's get back to it, because we're about to get the New Day. The New Day against the Lucha Dragons. Let's check it out. Hour and 15 minutes in, and SmackDown just turned a little bit for me, man. We had a great match between the New Day and the Lucha Dragons, and this is why I like the three-man concept that the New Day have, and why I've never really minded the three-man faction. I kind of like the fact that any two of them, I should say, can defend titles or be in matches. I think it's great, because while the Lucha Dragons and the New Day have wrestled each other many times, we've always seen the variation of Kofi and Big E. I think with these type of matches with people like the Lucha Dragons, it's a much better matchup if you have Xavier Woods filling in for Big E there. And that was a great match, man. That was actually a lot of fun. A lot of comedy with Big E trying to play the trombone, all of that stuff. There was so much great going on, and it was a lot of fun. The ending was great. Another amazing move out of Sin Cara going over the top rope, and then having Kalisto with that really cool power bomb into a roll-up. That was badass. That was a badassery at the highest degree, but give Xavier Woods a lot of credit for doing what he does over and over, man. And it's when he does get in the ring, which is not all the time. He is an amazing worker. He's an amazing talker. I love this team, and I love that match. I thought it was really good. Finally, something really good on SmackDown tonight. It took an hour and 15 minutes, but we finally got it. So let's see how the rest of the show goes. An hour and 18 minutes in, and that was bizarre out of Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler seemed to be making a direct reference to the entire Shawn Michaels interview with Stone Cold Steve Austin. When Stone Cold and Shawn talked about Dolph Ziggler, they did so at length. I thought Shawn hit it a little bit too hard, to be completely honest. I felt that something like this could happen. It seems like Dolph took real exception to that. I mean, he made a reference to one of Shawn Michaels' most corny moments, something that people do ridicule quite often, the Lost My Smile promo. He made reference to that. But he continued to talk about without stealing the show, being the show off and all that stuff, because that is a Shawn Michaels thing. He's the show stopper. You can't be the show off if he's it's stupid. But he seemed to kind of rally against that with that promo. That was interesting. Could this be a new direction for Dolph Ziggler? I don't know. I hope so, because Lord knows he needs one. That's intriguing. That was a weird promo. It was unbalanced because he would say one thing and then kind of go back on it in the same. You can't do that. That was a little weird. But, that was interesting to me. Dolph, you got me thinking here. What's going on with Dolph Ziggler? He didn't seem to like that promo. If I had to guess, he did not like that interview with Shawn Michaels, because Shawn called him out. Shawn called Dolph Ziggler out during that promo, that interview. It was great. So there you go. Let's get back to it and see what's next on SmackDown this week. 129 in, and we got a Divas match between Becky Lynch and Brie Bella. And we got the New Day women's section. The Team Bad was in the crowd holding signs and stuff. Okay, I mean, something's going to happen there. There's got to be a payoff. Or they're just doing shit to do it. I don't know with WWE sometimes. We have more of the Come to the Dark Side program with Charlotte. The match didn't last very long. Charlotte trips Brie just like just like Rick did on Monday night. And Becky saw it this time, thought about it for a second, and then wrenched in that submission and got the victory. I kind of like where this is going. I think it's telling a good story. My only thing is it didn't need to be Brie Bella. Not only because it's ineffective, because who cares about Brie Bella? And I'm sorry, Brie, love you, but I don't see the point of having you in this match. Do something more, Brie Bella, because she's still a name, I mean, do something with her. But this could have been a chance for any diva to be in that match with Becky. I mean, somebody else. Jesus. I mean, do they have anybody else? It could have been Natalya. It could have been anybody. It could have been Summer. Anybody. It didn't matter who it was. They don't have a lot of other divas, unfortunately. But it could have been a local jobber. A local female wrestler. Because who cares? I mean, it's not about the person that's losing. It has nothing to do with them. This story is about Becky. Becky and Charlotte cheating, and Becky starting to get into it a little bit and take advantage of the rewards that come with cheating sometimes. Yeah, that's right, kids. Cheat. As long as you don't get caught in wrestling, it works. So that's the story. So I think WWE is missing an opportunity here to have a little bit more comprehensive booking, because it loses a little bit when it happens to Brie Bella, because you're kind of subconsciously you're thinking, okay, what does this have to do with Brie Bella, and how is Brie Bella going to get back? Is this a way to get Nikki back? And I don't think it has to do with any of that. It's just about Becky and Charlotte, and I think when you bring in a name that is kind of like Brie's, even though her stock is obviously way down at this point in time, it still causes that pause. Now, I also understand the reason for it is because Brie has to be on television continuously because of Total Divas. I understand it. Totally get that. I just think you have to stop fueling both fires. I think it takes away too much sometimes. Not necessarily in this case, but I think overall. Let's get back to it. I think we're approaching the main event time here on SmackDown. Let's check it out. An hour and 34 minutes in, and they add to the story a little bit, making it a little more personal between Charlotte and Becky. Becky not being happy with the fact that Charlotte interfered, and Charlotte's like, I just didn't want you to lose. And she's like, so you think I can't do it on my own? So there's something building here. I don't know if Becky's going to come to the dark side, but I see a match in their future. Man, my blue background, it glows off the television and it just makes my face blue. What the hell? All right. So there you go. A little update onto that feud. Or budding feud potential, storyline, program, etc. Let's get back to it because it's main event time on Smack Digging It Down. Here we go. Well, that's the end of the show, man. That was a fantastic match between Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler. Very, very good. It's a spicy meatball. I thought it was a great match, man. I really enjoyed it. I thought they did a fantastic job. Wow. Good story, really good build. I thought it was a lot of fun and quite physical. Quite physical. Then the ending was great with Dolph and Kevin continuing to go. Kevin Owens about to powerbomb him on steps. It looked like Ambrose makes a save. He runs away. Kevin runs away. Then Kevin super kicks Dolph's face off. And then Dolph super kicks Dean's face off. And whether or not that was inadvertent, we'll never know. I think we'll find out sooner or later. But I like this. Dolph getting involved in the Intercontinental Championship match is great. The feud, this has just gotten way bigger. And those three at Royal Rumble would be something quite special. I would like that to be in a ladder match situation. But I don't know. There definitely should be a gimmick involved. But man, that's going to be a great match if that's where they decide to go. Dolph Ziggler looks refocused. I don't know if what I said earlier about the HBK thing is true, but he looks refocused tonight, man. That was a really good match out of him. And Dean making that save and everything. Kevin Owens is becoming everything that we thought Kevin Owens was going to be when he came to the WWE. It took some time to build through different iterations of him, but losing the title might have been the best thing to happen to Kevin Owens because we're getting to see the more aggressive, crazy nature of Kevin Steen or Kevin Owens. So I thought it was very good. Very good. The second half of SmackDown, way better than the first. Overall, I give the show a 6.5. Wasn't a spectacular show at all. In fact, I thought the first hour was almost a complete throwaway, and that second hour kind of saved it with the last few matches. Did a really good job of really saving the night and making it a much better experience. So 6.5, mainly because of the second hour. So there you go. Tell me what you guys think about that match, that night, about SmackDown. I want to know. I want to know what makes you wet. All right. Thank you guys very much for joining me right here once again on Dead on Dave Productions. It's always very much appreciated when you come hang out with the Fat Man. We'll see you next time right here. Make sure you check out the Real Talk interview, unless it's still going on for some reason, which is possible. You never know. The Real Talk interview, his launch party, I did a little bit earlier. That's why I'm not live. I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, check out my good friend Tommy C, who will have Real Talk on his show on Sunday. He's making the media tour, folks. He's making the media tour. Check out Tommy C, Shot from the Point. He's doing more than just hockey now. It's getting very interesting over there on Shot from the Point. So make sure you go check out my boy, Tommy C. Your boy's boy. Other than that, that's all I got. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't have talent, have talented friends. We'll see you next time. Keep it copious, y'all. Peace.